This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain behind the yellow line on the platform or behind the gates once you disembark the monorail.
Welcome, everyone. It is February 19th, 2026. Hello. Thank you for joining me tonight for the Monorail Report. We've got some news to cover, some updates to cover, and then I also want to show you some new features on the DSN, which I think are pretty cool, and they are there for everybody, not just for viewers, not just for those that want to watch multi-view. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of that as well, and then I'm going to shoot you over to my friends Cakes and Kenny J, who are interviewing Dutchyland, who I got to meet last month at Magic Kingdom. So thank you all for joining. Let me look at the comments real quickly here. I have Brianna Osborne. Hello. Good to see you. Dianca. Hello. Amanda. Hello. Amanda is our member. Our first member on Park Bros. She has a monthly membership, so thank you to Amanda for joining and supporting. We appreciate that. All right, so let's get to some of the news. So first we have portraits. Oh, let me remind everybody, you may be watching us.
A real treat.
You may be watching us in wide or in tall or horizontal and vertical. You stay where you're at. No need to worry. We do broadcast in both on this channel. So thank you for joining however you are joining. All right, so Disney announced that the Portraits of Courage is going to be extended through July 4th, 2026. This will be over in the American Adventure Pavilion. These are portraits done by George Bush, former president. These have been there. They've brought these in and out recently in the last couple of years. He's been painting since he left office, so I think that's pretty cool to be able to showcase that for him. There are a lot of park updates going on, so that's really where we're going to concentrate tonight. So there is new paint for the Tomorrowland entrance, those rocks over there by Tomorrowland as you enter. Both of sides, the left and the right, will be repainted. So it's nice to see the park getting some love. They've got a lot of paint going on because here you can see the castle is going back to its original gray, blue, and gold scheme, so losing the rose gold there. And so they are working on that. My belief is that what you see is primer going on the castle first before we hit the real part of the painting. So there'll be another color. I don't know if it's going to be that much darker than what the primer is, but I think that that's what you'll see. So the moats have been drained, and work will continue as the castle goes back to its original paint scheme. Haunted Mansion looks a little 2D. That's because it has scrim wall with the art all the way around it. Dr. Disney noted that if they took the time to put up the art mural around the scrim, that we might be into we might be seeing it for a while. Totally not sure, but that's what it would be. That's what it would seem like. In fact, if you remember the tower in Italy in World Showcase that had the fake mural up for quite a long time. So we're guessing this is not going to be a 2 or 3 day fix, that it will be a little extensive work done on the outside of Haunted Mansion there. So this is over in Animal Kingdom. This was taken a couple days ago by BioReconstruct and shared with Dr. Disney. And this, what you're looking at, is the carousel over in Tropical Americas. So I think they are working pretty hard to get Tropical Americas done. I continue to hear 2027 for all of Tropical Americas to open up, and that honestly seemed a little quick to me. However, at the pace they're working at, this might be we might get it open in 2027, which would be really, really good. And I mean 2027, that could be the end of 2027, so you still have more than a year to complete it. They are working at a really good pace. And if you think about where they're working, that whole area is closed off to guests. So they logistically can move where they need to move a lot easier. Here's another shot of that same area. So the carousel you see on the bottom left of the screen. But on the top right, that is La Casita coming together for the Encanto ride, which we still don't have a name for. We still don't know much about it. It is rumored to be a trackless ride, similar to Mickey and Minnie's and Rise and Ratatouille. That would make sense at the point that we're at now. I think it's going to be a great ride. I think that the other thing that this area does for Animal Kingdom is probably keeps it open later, because you're going to need the hours, because a lot of people are going to want to go see Tropical Americas with the new Indiana Jones ride, the Encanto ride, the carousel. But I think it's going to be a beautiful area. So it is all coming together pretty quickly. I think that I was not expecting the Encanto attraction to be this far along at this point. So I think they're doing a good job on pace. This is a lot of dirt. But what this is the Monsters, Inc. roller coaster, which again, we don't have much information on. We do kind of understand what the ride system is going to be. But this is that building. So it is outside of the borders of Hollywood Studios. So this is the former cast member parking lot. In fact, you can see cars on the top right-hand side and even on the bottom left-hand side. So again, they're working at a good pace. It is pretty much closed off to everyone, so they can work at the pace that they need to. One thing that they have done differently for Disney is that let me go to the next one here. So here's the old Muppets 3D theater, and you can hear work happening during the day. So Disney is not hiding much from guests right now, and I think that that is helping them get things done a lot quicker than normal, because they're not having to only work at night. I think that that is also helping them stay on budget, because if you can work during the day, you don't have to pay the overnight expense. So there's the old Muppets Theater. Obviously, they're keeping the building. They're doing work to the facade of the building for the new Monsters show that's going in there. We're not sure what that show is going to be, if it's going to be Monsters Laugh Floor moving over there or a new show. This was the Pizzerizzo and the old Muppet store used to be there as well. But if you look at Pizzerizzo, you can see that it's pretty much been gutted inside. So again, they're doing some really good work. I'm hoping when they come to D23 that we will hear a lot more about what is happening with all of this. Give us some names, give us some ideas on the theming of each of these attractions and the restaurants as well. So hopefully we'll get some of that. So the big project, right, is Villains Land over in Magic Kingdom. And this was announced at D23. And this was the big one. Well, we have been told that the original plans for Villains has been changed recently, and that the Imagineers were told to think of bigger and bolder ideas. That can only be a good thing for all of us fans, because if they were told to do that, it's that extra thinking, that plussing up the park idea that Walt had. You know, just putting the land there wasn't enough. It's going the extra mile. You think of, or I think of, Harry Potter over in Universal and how immersive that area is. I think that's what they're going for when they talk about delivering bigger, bolder ideas. So I think we are looking at a fully immersive Villains Land back there. Corey and I talked about it a little bit on the show, on the podcast, and we were saying how, is it the rides? I don't think it's the rides. I think the rides are probably already in place, but I think it's going to be the theming around the areas. I think it's going to be just how immersive are the areas going to be. So we will see. Hopefully, again, we will hopefully know more come D23. This year's D23 is a big one. Universal has also officially announced that they are expanding Epic. However, they haven't said anything about it. So they've talked about their plans and that they're planning on building an expansion for Epic Universe. They're planning on building their park in the UK. They're planning on building their park in Texas. The one in Texas is a kiddie park. So we're not really sure what's going to be expanded. I mean, we have guesses, and you guys can certainly in chat put your guesses out there as to what you would expect an expanded Epic Universe to be. Some people have said Legends of Zelda, more Harry Potter. I can't remember the other ones, but I'm sure you've all heard. So you can feel free to throw your ideas out there for sure. All right, so let's talk about the network. So right now, Disney Streamer Network, we are sitting at 93 followers or subscribers on YouTube, 247 on Facebook, 159 on Instagram, 70 on TikTok, and 40 on Threads. And so if you're on any of those platforms, please make sure to follow Disney Streamer Network. We are trying to put out a lot of content, especially on Facebook, where I share much more information there. But we will be sharing a lot more on the other platforms as well. Goofy Guy, hello. Yes, Purple Pleasure has not been to Epic. Neither have I. I am hoping to get there soon. So if you're not familiar, this is dsn.disneystreams.com. Here you can see both versions of our Monorail Report going on the top, and then on the bottom is the 927 that'll be coming up with Dutchyland. So when you go to dsn.disneystreams.com, you go to the multi-view, and it shows you any of the streams that are current and any that are coming up within 2 hours. So it keeps you updated on that. You have the ability to chat with any of those that are live. So if I come right here, I can hit the, let me do the other one. If I come right here, I can hit the chat button and it will open up the chat window right there so that I can chat with all of you. That's those of you watching on the vertical. This is the vertical stream, so I can say hello vertical. Right? And you guys now see that chat. So you can do that. If you're a moderator, you can actually come in here, do pop-out chat. You'll have another window that comes up with the window, with the separate window. And then you can actually moderate right here. So if this had been something that Goofy Guy shouldn't have said, I can actually come in here and do all of my stuff. I can remove him as a moderator or add him as a moderator, hide him on the channel, put him in timeout, and I can remove the message. So that's for moderators, very easy to do right from there, but you do have to pop out the chat. It's just how YouTube works. And you can do that for multiple chats. So you could monitor both of these right here. Yes, horizontal is on the other one. If you click on the channel logo, you can go watch the horizontal one instead. You watch whatever one you are comfortable with. Okay, so here you have, I'm going to slide this over a little bit so you guys can see this. So here you have the, looks like they went, see, 927 just went live because it gave me the little YouTube logo that I could click on and play, and now I know that they're live. All right, so here you have your menu. So the big thing that we were excited about was the wonderful window. This gives you wait times. It gives you Park World music here. I can click this and I can start playing music. Okay, that's all you get because I don't want to get copywritten. Actually, I don't know if you guys can hear that. So that's there. You can even you can totally customize this. If you have a trip coming up, you can use this as a countdown timer and it'll populate your trip that's coming up. So it's really, really cool to have. Over here on the right, you can see the, oops, you can't see that. You can see the time, the date, the weather, and the park hours. So that's all pulling information for you in one place right there on your screen. David Pyle is the brains behind the multi-view, and this is his baby as well. He's created all of that. And it seems like every time I talk to him, he's coming up with something else for us, which is beautiful. The other thing that he's done is the Park Companion here. By the way, this is available on PC or mobile or tablet as well. I'm going to X out of there. So this is the Park Companion. Gives you all of the wait times for any of the parks. Tells you whether it's operating, whether it's closed. So operating means it's a currently operating ride. Closed means it's either closed for good, as you see Dinosaur, or closed for the day, as these are here, right? Safari closes about 4:45, I think is the last one. Here's Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and he even has the times here letting you know that early entry is from 8:30 to 9, and then there's a special ticket event from 9:30 to 12:30, which is odd because the park closes at 9. Normally, ticket event would be at 9. So one cool thing, see how here it's Guardians at 100 minutes. So let's say that you did not. Hey, Florida Mark, good to see you. So let's say you're like, well, I want to go to Guardians, but I don't want to wait 100 minutes. Let me know when Guardians goes down, yeah, I really want to know if Guardians is less than an hour, maybe I'll go and wait. Well, I can hit set and I can set it for 60 minutes. And then I'm going to get alerted when Guardians goes down to 60 minutes. Okay? My Disney Experience app does not do that. You can also log, it's at 100 minutes, and you can put in, well, it's at 100 minutes, but I only waited 45. Right? You can do that. And make little notes about your ride experience or whatever. Oh, that'd be a good one to keep a track of your songs for Guardians, right? So you would note, oh yeah, Thursday the 19th, I got September. Then I went on the 23rd and I got Iran, whatever the case is. So that's a cool thing to have. The other part of this, so he does also have it as a map, which some people have asked for. So here you have an actual map, which is a little more detailed than the My Disney Experience. So if you ever wanted to know what the Speedway route looked like, there it is. All right, but you do have the wait times there. And right from here, you could still do the same thing. You can set an alert. I want to know when Tomorrowland Speedway goes to 10 minutes. You can also log anything that you need to. And then he has some historical data there as well. So it's very helpful for us tech or data nerds that like to know a lot of that. If you are into challenges, like the 4-park challenge, he also has a spot here for you to make a 4-park challenge. What do you want to do? Well, you have to visit a park, right? That's part of the 4-park challenge. But then you have, I'm going to ride at least one ride, see a show, and I'm going to eat, let's do a snack, right? And then I'm going to start it at whatever time. There you have it logged. And now you've started a log of your entire visit. And now you can say, well, I saw the show, and then you can click what show you saw. He's got it all right there for you. And not only does he have like regular shows, he has like Let the Magic Begin, the show in the morning, the Philharmonic, Meeting Ariel, Meeting the Other Princesses. Like he's got a lot of stuff in here. So share this with your Disney loving friends. If you're in Facebook groups and people are like, well, I need a map, or I want to log my visit. I see that one a lot of times. People want to know how many times they've been to the parks. Well, here it is. You can log your visit and you can keep your own log. Dole Whip Dave asked who built this application. That was David Pyle from Pyle Adventures. He built the dsn.disneystreams.com as a website. Then we suggested as an app, and he's like, well, I don't get why you would use it as an app. And then like 2 days later, it's like, here, has an app. So he's working on a ton of stuff. The next thing that he has in store for the DSN is a way for me to broadcast. Let's say there's breaking news. And let's say that Theme Park Giant, Disney with Sean show, Ear to Ear Magic, they're all live on a Tuesday morning and there's breaking news. I have one button that I hit and I can send out the breaking news to all those channels at the same time in their chat, as if I was in the chat of each of those channels myself. So he's really working hard to bring all of you just something different. And every time I say something, he's like, well, yeah, I think I'll get to that, but I'm kind of busy. I'll have to put that on the back burner. And then 2 days later, he's like, here, it's done. So he is absolutely genius with this. And I really appreciate everything that he's doing. Those of you that watch Disneyland streams, don't worry. This stuff is coming for you as well. Of course, you've seen the wait time scroll that happens on some of the channels. I know I use it on Living in Diz. Theme Park Giant uses it. I know Resort TV1 uses it on his 24-hour channel. And he created that as well. So, why my window didn't update when I updated that. That's interesting. So he created all of that. So make sure to, if you see him in chat, any of the chats, because he's normally in there, make sure to thank him for what he's done for us streamers and for all of you, our community, because without him, none of these innovations would have been there. So he really is amazing at what he does. We will be developing a website soon for even more information. We'll take all of what's on the multi-view, dsn.disneystreams.com. We'll put it over there. And then we'll give you more information. Like I could see having a streamer spotlight where we talk about a channel, whether it's a new channel or whether it's an existing channel, and we talk, kind of get to know that creator. You know, maybe we have a spotlight on Christy PH Disney, and we say, hey, you know, she's however old, and she's originally from here, and she moved to California to be at Disneyland, and this was her dream, and she started a channel, you know, just stuff like that, so you can kind of get to know those creators that are in our network. So I think there's a lot of exciting stuff coming today. We were just in the Discord today talking about streamer games, so we're trying to get that put together to give you all something a little bit different, where you might have, let's just say, Magic Adventures and Lily's Life and Myers and the Mouse all going at the same time, and they have a challenge that they have to complete within 2 hours, something like that. And the good thing is, with the multi-view that I just showed you, we would be able to see all of that at one time. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We're working on that now. I get excited just thinking about the possibilities for that. And just so you know, that the network, all the creators have been invited to a Zoom call on Monday night. So we will be talking to each other about the state of the network and what we want to do going forward, and throwing out some ideas there and getting to know each other, which I think is really, really important. Speaking of getting to know each other, if you are in the Orlando area, I am putting together a DSN meetup, similar to the Pete McDevitt meetup that he had, or the Mouse Talk meetup that he had. So more to come on that. So if you're in the Orlando area, you'd get to come and hang out with a lot of the creators of these different channels that are in the Orlando area, and you can come say hello and meet us on this side of the camera rather than on behind the camera. I want to touch real quickly on one final thing. I got to be part of something really special last night. So Corey from Living in Diz was going live. I, of course, produced the show for him right from here. So his signal comes to me from Orlando, comes to my studio here in North Carolina, and then I produce and do all the graphics and all of that like that. Dole of Dave, I don't have dates yet. I think I'm leaning towards April, so that it's not too hot, so that we're outside. It'll probably be at Disney Springs, so that people don't need tickets, those that don't have passes. So I'm kind of leaning towards April. So he told me when he got to the park that he had parked, and this young lady came up to him and said, how do you get to Magic Kingdom? And she's in the TTC parking lot. How do you get to Magic Kingdom? And so they talked for a few minutes. Turns out it was her first time. She was only there for that night. She was visiting family in Orlando, and her daughter, 7 years old, went to Disney for a couple hours. And this was 6 o'clock. So they were only going to be able to get 5 hours at Magic Kingdom, and they've never been to a Disney park. I couldn't imagine that. And so he was giving her all the stuff. Okay, well, the fireworks at this time, don't miss this. You got to stand here to see the fireworks. These are the parade times. You can catch one, miss the other. And if you miss one, you can go on rides while the first parade is going, all this stuff. And then he realized, whoa, I am really going to overwhelm her. And she said, you know, man, you have so much knowledge. I wish I could just tag along with you. And so he was like, all right, let's go. So they went, and she bought her tickets. They went into the park, and she stuck with him the whole night. And the first ride that they did was Little Mermaid. I might not have started with Little Mermaid. You know, to me, it's not the classic ride. I might have started with like Small World or People Mover, but that's okay. You know, she got to see, you know, she's a 7-year-old, and, you know, People Mover might be exciting to all of us, but would it have been that exciting to her? Right. So she got to do she got to do Haunted Mansion. She got to do Tomorrowland Speedway, which she was excited about. She wanted to drive. So she got to do that. And we were all a part of something special. And then we all also donated. And it ended up being about $180 that she was able to get stuff for herself and her daughter. And I just thought that was, it really showed what this community is about. And it showed the power of Disney, because that young lady spent $400 at least just getting into the parks and parking. And we were able to help, you know, soften that blow a little bit by giving her $180 worth of souvenirs to take home. And they both got something. I think the mom got a hoodie and the daughter got some, she got a stuffy and some toys. So I just thought it was really great. I think that I see that on a weekly basis, kind of, with Theme Park Giant, where he does his half and half gift away. You know, so his donations that he gets during the week, half of that goes towards the gift away on Fridays. So on Fridays, so yeah, tomorrow he'll be at Magic Kingdom, and whatever he got during the week, whether it's 200, 400, 600, doesn't matter. Half of that goes towards buying stuff for people in the parks. And the way he does it is really cool, because they're just in the Emporium. He can see them shopping. The kid picks up, you know, a Stitch stuffy, and he'll say, hey, I see you know, you're interested in that. My community would like to buy that for you. So I think those touching moments are really what Disney is about. I think that's part of the Disney magic. I hope that creators like Thad that does that, and he got it from a TikTok creator, Explore Orlando. I hope that those guys never lose that, because I think that makes such a huge impact on people's days. And the really cool thing about that is Thad doesn't do it for his channel. He does it to give back. He doesn't even tell people the name of the channel. He doesn't say, hey, I'm with Theme Park Giant and we want to do this. He says, I live stream on YouTube. He doesn't put them on camera. He's not trying to get it for views or anything like that. He just does it. So hopefully people continue to do stuff like that. Stuff like last night was very, very magical. And I really hope that continues. Is that in here? Oh, there he there he is. I missed you there. So, yeah, I'm just sitting there talking away about that, and he's actually in the chat. So yeah, don't take what these streamers do for granted. Every one of them puts a lot of hard work and effort into it. Christy out there, Barry Place, Amusement Park Pirates, our friends out in Disneyland, the guys over here, the guys and girls over here, work very hard to bring you the magic. So support them where you can. And that doesn't necessarily have to be monetarily. Would they love that? Absolutely. Would I love extra members on my channel? Absolutely. But it's also about being there to help move the chat along and have a community that continues to grow. And people get to know each other, right? You know, I mean, I've gotten to know USC Greg because of him being in the chat. And, you know, it's grown into a friendship, and we've met each other in the parks. And, you know, I think that that's really important, that growing the community is really, really important. I'm in a Theme Park Giants mod group, and man, they talk a lot. It must be annoying to him too. I have to ask him. Well, maybe he'll tell us. Because sometimes it's while he's live and we're having these side conversations, and I know he can see it. So he must be like, guys, would you shut up? But it's because we've grown, you know, together, and somebody will say something and it'll just, you know, it just becomes, you know, this friendly banter. So, continue to support all the creators in our channels. I think they do a great job out there. Yes, I did get your check. It's right here. So continue to support everybody. They're out there doing a great job. And if you know of a channel that is not in the Disney Streamer Network, that you think should be in the Disney Streamer Network, have them reach out to me. My email is disneystreamernetwork@gmail.com. And let's continue to grow that community, because we are now 47 channels strong and hoping to get over that 50 channel mark. So, yeah. So that's going to do it for me. I'm going to send you over to the 927 with Cakes and Kenny J. They are interviewing Dutchyland tonight, so that'll be pretty cool. Dutchyland is one of those channels. I've already sent him the information, so hopefully he'll be joining as well. And then we'll have 2 streamers out in Disneyland Paris. So we have Murray's Adventure, and then hopefully we'll have Dutchyland as well. So good to see all of you. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching on the horizontal or the vertical. I appreciate it. Thank you all for the support. Thank you again to Amanda for being our first member on Park Bros. And I'm going to go get the house ready, because we have family coming in town for the weekend for Finley's birthday. It was she turned 7 yesterday. So we've got family in town, and I, of course, have a party at a bounce house or something. So I don't even know how to describe where we're going, but that's okay. It's all about having fun, right? And seeing the kids laugh and smile. Hey, that's Disney, right? So thank you all for tuning in. I will be producing Saturday from Universal for Mardi Gras. That's very cool. Theme Park Giant will be live tomorrow at Magic Kingdom, as I mentioned earlier. So be sure to tune in for that. And then on the podcast on Tuesday night, we will be talking about, is it worth the wait? So we just talked about the wait times on the dsn.disneystreams.com. Hey, Mark F. Hello. And so we're going to have a little fun on Tuesday, and we're going to have a randomizer. So we're going to have a list of rides and attractions, and we're going to have different wait times, and it's just going to pull this attraction and this wait time, and is it worth that amount of waiting? So we'll have a little fun there. So that should be fun, and then we'll give some more updates, a little bit of updates there as well on the parks and any news that Dr. Disney drops for us. By the way, the foodie guide came out today. Go check it out. I'm very excited to see all that. I have not had a chance to really dig into it. But Corey and I will be doing our flower and garden preview in a couple weeks. So I got to start digging into that foodie guide now. So go check it out. Let us know what food you're interested in seeing. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all. Go let Cakes and Kenny J know that we sent you. You guys take care. Have a great night.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.